The Earth's climate is changing. This is not a distant threat, but a present reality. 2024 stands as a stark testament to this truth, etched in the annals of history as the hottest year on record. This year has not merely witnessed climate change, it has felt its unrelenting grip. From the searing heat waves to the catastrophic floods, the planet has spoken, and its message is one of urgency and alarm. The year began with ominous warnings. Scientists predicted record-breaking temperatures, and their predictions were borne out with unsettling accuracy. The global average temperatures have soared to unprecedented levels, exceeding pre-industrial levels by a significant margin. This year, we have seen the fingerprints of climate change on every continent, in every season. The consequences of this warming are far-reaching and devastating. They are etched in the parched landscapes, scorched by a relentless sun, in the rising tides that threaten coastal communities, and in the increasingly erratic and extreme weather patterns that have become the new normal. Extreme heat, once a rare occurrence, has become a familiar menace in many parts of the world. 2024 has seen heat waves sweeping across continents with unprecedented intensity and duration. From the bustling metropolises of Asia to the sun-drenched plains of Africa, the heat has been relentless, pushing the limits of human endurance and claiming lives. The impact of extreme heat extends far beyond immediate discomfort. It fuels wildfires, turning lush landscapes into infernos. It exacerbates drought conditions, leaving rivers dry and crops withered. It poses severe health risks, particularly to the elderly and vulnerable, leading to heat stroke and other heat-related illnesses. The economic toll is also significant. Heat stress reduces productivity, forcing businesses to curtail operations and impacting livelihoods. The strain on healthcare systems is immense as they grapple with the surge in heat-related illnesses. This is the price we pay for our warming planet. Extreme heat is just one manifestation of climate change. This year has also witnessed a surge in extreme weather events, each more destructive than the last. Hurricanes, once predictable and seasonal, have become more frequent and intense, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. Floods, too, have become more common and severe. Unprecedented rainfall has overwhelmed drainage systems, inundating homes and businesses, displacing communities and causing widespread damage. The human cost of these disasters is immeasurable. Thousands have lost their lives and millions have been displaced, their homes and livelihoods snatched away in an instant. The economic cost of these disasters is staggering, running into billions of dollars in lost infrastructure, disrupted businesses, and strained emergency response systems. These events are a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet and the far-reaching consequences of disturbing its delicate balance. Section 4. The 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold, a looming precipice. The year 2024 has brought us perilously close to a critical threshold, the 1.5 degrees Celsius limit for global warming set by the Paris Agreement. This is not an arbitrary target, but a tipping point beyond which the consequences of climate change become increasingly catastrophic and irreversible. Scientists warn that exceeding this limit will lead to a cascade of devastating effects, including more frequent and intense heat waves, more severe droughts and floods, rising sea levels that threaten coastal cities, and the loss of precious biodiversity. The Arctic, once a frozen wilderness, is warming at an alarming rate, threatening to disrupt global weather patterns. Ice sheets are melting at an unprecedented pace, contributing to rising sea levels. We are at a crossroads. The choices we make today will determine the fate of our planet and future generations. We can choose to ignore the warnings, to continue on our current path of unsustainable practices and face the consequences. Or we can choose to act, to make the changes necessary to avert disaster. Section 5. Our collective action, a beacon of hope. The challenges posed by climate change are immense, but they are not insurmountable. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the resources to transition to a more sustainable future. What we need now is the collective will to act, and to act decisively. The solutions are multifaceted. We must transition away from fossil fuels and embrace renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and geothermal. We must invest in energy efficiency, reducing our reliance on energy-intensive practices. We must protect our forests, the lungs of our planet, which absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. International cooperation is paramount. Climate change knows no borders. It is a global challenge that demands a unified global response. Developed nations have a responsibility to assist developing nations in their efforts to adapt to the impacts of climate change and transition to more sustainable practices. The time for complacency is long past. This is the defining challenge of our time. We must act now with urgency and determination to protect our planet, our only home. For ourselves and for generations to come, the future of humanity hangs in the balance.